And we're live. Well,
Hello,
to
and
recording.
welcome back.
Sorry, we're not actually live. We're live to recording, which is not the same thing.
Blasted flaming.
Yeah, it's still your go.
Yeah, so your go. Sorry, I was correcting a nomenclature thing on my own half. I wasn't saying you should stop talking. Sorry.
I completely misinterpreted that.
That's fine.
Right. Let me try that again. Hello, and welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords, our D&D 5th edition campaign inspired by Greek mythology. I am Andrew, your game master, and I'm joined by John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Pericles Ziphius, the demigod.
Oath of Glory Paladin.
That one, yes.
And William.
Hi, I am William, and I am playing Etrika Epiones, the Order of the Mutant Blood Hunter.
And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Erevan Nilo, the half-Thylian Siren Scout Rogue.
And Craig.
Hi, and I am playing Kedros Drosshelver, the Thylian Minotaur Forge Cleric.
And when we last left our heroes, quite a while ago in real time, they had completed the terms of the Order of Sydon's sacrifice to their Titan, defeating all opposition, including a trio of harpies sent by Lutheria and a pair of basilisks, or one specifically, the other one ran. The conditions were met, even if Sydon himself was infuriated by the outcome. A messenger from Pythor has just found you, stating that the god of battle expects you back at the palace immediately.
That is where we're going, to celebrate our victory. And even though it was not particularly glorious, I don't think... Did any of us even get hurt?
I believe some of you did.
Yeah.
I was mostly just injured by myself.
It's just like Pericles' gleaming abs, completely uninjured, slide over to Erevan with arrows in body.
I think less arrows and more bruises. The harpies were particularly insistent.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Did I? Yes, I did. Very good. So, when you return to the palace and make your way through to the main hall, oh, no, there we go. Sorry, just wrangling my notes. Pythor already has a massive, I don't know if you could call it a glass if it's that size, but it's made of crystal and it's holding a lot of wine.
It's a mug.
Is there any indication that this has anything to do with what has just happened?
Well,
or is this just his Tuesday afternoon goblet?
Well, as you walk into the main hall, he gets up from the throne and makes his way straight towards the four of you, greeting each of you with a bone-crushing hug and a powerful slap on the back. And then he just booms the entire hall. Warriors, you have my eternal gratitude. Thus, he raises one hand and snaps his fingers. I declare a week of celebration in my city in your honor. Bring out the tables, bring out the wine, bring out the meat.
Celebration is
Soon,
good.
soon the
is his great axe still embedded in the marble bench next to the throne where I left
he hasn't touched it. He hasn't touched it. I did not prep an actual feasting hall, but whatever. It doesn't take long for a small army of servants to assemble tables and bedeck them with all manner of foods and mostly wine. There is one cask stamped with the symbol of Aresia that Pythor gets straight into
Nice.
after finishing the first goblet's worth of drink. But Kyrah gathers you at a table where there are no drinks to be seen. Before we get too sidetracked, by which I mean before Pericles gets hammered, there are some details we have yet to discuss.
Please,
Of
it will take
course.
quite a while for me to get hammered.
We are not
Yes,
staying
well-
for a full week, I am certain, yes?
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Nor I.
If you drink enough, the week will pass by very quickly.
We'll get you one for the road.
That doesn't mean that a week doesn't pass, Pericles.
No,
Kyrah
it just feels like it passes quickly.
just rolls her eyes and pulls one of her mini scrolls from her pack.
I think
When
the
she
point
unrolls,
is to spend a week here.
sorry, I missed that.
I think the point here is that we can't afford to spend a week here.
Well, I mean, you could. It'd just be boring.
No, we cannot. There is news for each of us. If the rest of you no longer have any interest in tracking down what was offered to us by the Oracle, then I will bid you my leave. But I would prefer to travel together.
No, of
Yes.
course, we have many great deeds that still need to be done, obviously. But it does not hurt to celebrate when given the offer.
Well, will you at least hear me out before you run off and get into the thick of things?
Of course, I am here after all.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure enough, as Kyrah unrolls the scroll that she pulled out, it is the prophecy laid out by the Oracle. Now, while the four of you got acquainted with that basement, I've had some time, done some digging, and I'm fairly confident of my interpretations of the Oracle's vision. First off, the fires of the Lost Forge are almost certainly the mithril forge that was used back in the day. It was used by Vulcan himself to build and maintain the weapons used by the Dragonlords of old. I can think of two groups that may know more about its whereabouts because, like all good things, it was lost to time over the past 5 centuries. The first is Vulcan himself. He's got a hall here in Estoria. The second is a clan of dwarves that works the local copper mine. Right. Weapons and
who are-
armor wielded.
Who are these dwarves? What is the name of their clan?
One sec, I might or might not have an answer to that.
That's no problem.
Let's see here.
It just is something that Kedros would ask at the moment, but if we can always come back to that later.
Blasted. Alright, I'll come up with one. Why would they mention this and not give them a name?
You have a priest of Vulcan in your party. Obviously, you won't need to go talk to these dwarves.
Or Vulcan himself, or both.
We would definitely start at the well, we can discuss that in character in a second, but Kedros has opinions.
No,
Of course he
really,
does.
I hadn't noticed.
Let's see.
What do you
here.
want to do with regard to this forge thing? I don't care, one way or the other. Sounds pretty boring.
Kedros, you started drinking early, I see.
And that's when we discover that Kedros is a doppelganger.
And or a lightweight.
Let's see here. I've done some talking to certain folks, and there are some dwarves of the Silver Fist clan that hang out at the Dragon's Tooth almost every night.
Is that can I roll to see if I've heard of the is it Silvertooth, you said?
Silver
Fist.
Silver
Silver
Fist
Fist.
Dragon Tooth.
Okay. my next character name. Hello. I'm Silver Fist
man.
Dragon Tooth. Can I roll to see if I've heard of the Silver Fist?
Sure, history seems most appropriate here.
Silver Fist Dragon Tooth is definitely a Shadowrunner's name that's trying real hard.
Oh, yeah, back when I played Shadowrun Hong Kong, my character's street name was Dragon Fist.
Yeah, exactly.
She was an adept. 13 is enough for you to know that the Silver Fist clan operated the Mithril Forge back in the day.
Okay.
So there's a chance that their descendants may still know about the forge, how to work it, where it can be found. But you have yet to meet such an individual. So,
What are the odds of actually being able to get into contact with the Forge God himself at this house of his in this city?
no, I'd say that's pretty easy. Like, we don't sleep, so he's almost certainly working all hours of the day, all hours of the night.
Vulcan is brother to Pithor, right?
No, father.
Father to Pithor. Okay. I mean,
My-
we have a priest of his and his grandson. I feel like it would be very easy.
My plan would be to go as soon as we finish this meeting, at least to find out if we can find more right here in the city.
Solid plan.
The rest of you may stay and drink if you wish, or come with me.
I forget what's the relationship tree with Pithor, Kyrah, and Vulcan?
Vulcan and Mitros are the parents of Kyrah, Pythor, and Valis.
And who?
Valis, goddess of wisdom.
Valis. Okay, got it. Yeah,
You haven't met her yet.
But
Paladin
the god
must
and
be
goddess
nice.
of music is sister to God of War, so is also your aunt.
Yes.
Yes.
We had that revelation earlier.
Mhm. Are there any other questions before I describe the next endeavor that you need to undertake?
Apologies for the interruption.
Oh no. The more you know, the better off we all are. She looks at
Something right now.
Pericles. Why can I hear gears grinding?
I'm trying to remember what you said at the beginning of this sentence, and I've completely forgotten it.
Unbelievable. All right.
Mithril
Carry on.
Forge, that's it, yes.
Kid just leans forward just to look into. Is Pericles currently holding a tankard or of any kind?
No, he's just
this
dumb.
This table, whether through convenience, a twist of the fates, or Kyrah's influence, this table has no alcohol on it.
Oh, I remember there wasn't any here. I just wasn't putting it past Pericles to BYOB.
I have my intelligence and my wisdom are both 10.
I mean,
average.
10
mean,
isn't 10 isn't
yeah, that's-
stupid.
Yeah, that's Ervin's intelligence as well.
Pericles isn't like idiotic. He's just oblivious.
Got that big himbo energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say he has intelligence, he just doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Which may be a little too
Because
real.
he's
I digress.
he's very smart. He's very smart about the things he's good at. It's just that
Which is
planning
punching things
isn't
and
one
yelling
of
at people.
them. Like, yeah, planning isn't one of them. He's very much an improviser.
Kyrah points her finger down a little further down the scroll. These mighty weapons and armor wielded against the Titans by the first Dragonlords that the Oracle mentioned. The first Dragonlords were entombed at the necropolis at Telemach, high in the Mithril Mountains. No one ever goes there now, as there's an undead gatekeeper guarding the entrance. He typically demands a fee, and I think we still have that coin that the Oracle's chief attendant gave us. That might be enough to get us in. If it's not, then I am worried.
I search my bags. I don't know who has it.
Erevan flips it because he's the one that had it.
There we go.
Ah, brilliant.
In this setting, are the undead evil by default, or what is the sort of general outlook on the undead?
Most undead are typically in service to Lutheria.
Okay.
But the way Kyrah talks about this one suggests that they might be different.
Okay. Do we have cause for concern as to one of the risen, or is this gatekeeper one with whom we can deal?
I'm fairly certain that we will be able to deal with him properly. And once we pay the fee, he will allow us to come and go as we please.
What are we going to
At
need?
least for one visit.
Are we going to need more than one coin?
I hope not. Because one's all we have.
Typically, it's two, one for each eye, but and we have
That
many
is
eyes.
hopefully
We have many eyes
a
between
gate
us.
we are not crossing now.
If you were aiming for a coin for each eye, I'm afraid that would be a detriment. Snake
I don't-
kind of
I wonder if they need one for each of the snake eyes as well, or if it's just yours.
Snake hair kind of just looks at you.
And if so, they would be very small coins too, because their eyes are much smaller.
I am certain
One of the
that-
snake heads just kind of shakes its head in disbelief.
I am certain that Kyrah has more wisdom to impart to us.
Do you know if they would need coins for each of the snake eyes?
Not what I meant, Heracles.
I think what Kedros is trying to get at is that there are almost definitely weapons, armor, other artifacts in the tombs that I say we, I really mean you lot, might be able to use.
Mithril Mount. The tombs are in the Mithril Mountains. What's the odds that the Mithril Forge is also in the Mithril Mountain?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. And let's see here. Drink from the bottomless dragon horn or reveal a vision that I cannot see. I've spoken with a couple of priests of the five, and I think it's the Horn of Belmitria, an actual dragon horn that was lost in the First War and later recovered as an enchanted relic of some sort.
Isn't that here in this city?
Yes, it is. It is supposedly in the Dragon Shrine's reliquary. May still be there, hopefully.
I gesture towards Pythor. Then we can get this one resolved quickly, can't we?
Yes, if everything goes according to plan.
We'll want to get his attention for this before the week of drinking begins. I don't know if we'll be able to get him away from his cups.
It's already begun for him.
Yeah, Kyrah just looks past you, Atrika, and her shoulders drop. Too late.
I could go yell at him again. It worked the last time.
Did it? He's already.
I mean, you don't want to sour the celebrations in your name, do you?
I point at the great axe that's still embedded in the bench. He didn't pick it back up?
Yet. Once he's drunk enough, he'll try. And he'll probably succeed.
I mean, yes, he's my father. Obviously, he'll be able to pick up the thing I put in the bench, but... It's more about the statement than about the effectiveness.
Would not be so certain.
I will see what I can do. Although perhaps his son would be better for getting his attention.
Or perhaps his daughter, as a voice rings out. A young woman, approximately 18, 19 years old, has approached your table. She is dressed in white, and has similar to Pericles, she has the bearing of some manner of otherworldly property about her. Heroes of the prophecy, I assume.
I extend my
Should be
arm.
My name is
terms.
Honora.
You must be my sister. I am Pericles.
Yeah, Honora.
I extend the arm for
And-
the forearm grab.
Yeah, she takes that. Your grip is most assuredly stronger than hers, but she does. She doesn't flinch or hold her ground. She doesn't flinch or
Give that.
Or give ground.
I can words. She doesn't give ground. She
There
holds
you go.
her own.
There you go. A pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes, and I suppose I should thank you, brother, for saving my life.
I'm sure from the strength in your arm, I can tell you would have been fine. They were not very threatening.
Unfortunately, I am less well trained compared to the four of you.
I just thumb over towards Kedros. He yelled at one really loudly and it exploded.
There is
They-
there is that snort, and he says, "I called upon the power of the god Vulcan, who smote this hideous beast." There is a significant difference between that and yelling very loudly, which I can
Yes.
also do.
You were yelling very loudly at the time.
Yes.
Yes, I
understand.
somehow doubt that if I were to yell for any of the five to come to my aid, especially my father, that anything would happen.
Do you feel like yelling at a particular member of the five, specifically your father, at the moment to help us?
It sounds to me like you need my help with something.
We
We
need
would like potentially to get the Horn of Balmitria, or at least get access to it.
Well, I
It
can
is
get you
supposed to be
access.
in the city.
I can get you access to the Dragon Shrine within the day.
Good.
I'll just need to send a messenger.
That is wonderful news. Thank you.
how
You should also be aware, all of you, and she drops her voice a little bit, that I intend to be much more of an influence upon my father than I have been previously. To the point where, in the event that he should prove unfit to rule our city, I will take the throne myself.
He probably needs that kick in the ass.
I see no problem with this.
Good to know.
It seems he is unfit to rule the city currently. Are you preparing to make your move now?
I will put preparations in place for any eventuality. But it has become quite clear to me, ever since I was locked in my own family's dungeons, that the people of Estoria need more than just the brute strength that my father provides. Strength is not just physical might, it is listening to your detractors and understanding them, but also rising above them and proving that you can be more than you used to be.
The strongest of arms is nothing without the mind to wield it at the forge.
Precisely.
Well, if you ever need assistance again, sister, please feel free to call. I will come running. Or flying, whichever is easier.
Well, if you are capable of manifesting our divine heritage, then I hope you... Well, the flying probably won't be for very long.
No, it tends to go away
And
after
she
a
just
little
winks
while.
at you.
Yes.
Perhaps the two of you should take some time. Family is precious, and family that can work together even more so.
Nora just gives a pointed look at Kyrah and then at Pythol. Disagreements run in the family, but it is good to see that not all of us get off on the wrong foot immediately.
I did walk into the room yelling at him.
Yes, but you didn't walk into the room yelling at me.
No. I didn't know you existed.
That's fair. Nor are you, until... Well, word reached me after you were apparently locked in a basement, much like myself.
Yes. The followers of
Already so much in common.
the followers of Sydon decided that we would make excellent sacrifices. They were wrong. All right, I guess, depending
Yes.
on your perspective.
Yes, well, since when has the Order of Sydon done anything wise?
This is my thought exactly.
Well, it was good to meet the four of you. Now, if you don't mind, I will excuse myself from the festivities. I have a city to run.
I will go
She,
to. I will raise an invisible mug of wine.
She gives you a nod and delivers a courtesy and then hurries away through one of the doors, flanked by attendants on either side.
I look back at
Atrika watches her go, and then it sort of turns back to the table. The family resemblance is striking.
Is it?
Perhaps not in every way, Kyrah notes.
That level of confidence is unmistakable.
Is it confidence if it's true?
Would that not only reinforce convictions?
Eh,
Do you know what the word confidence means?
vaguely.
It is quite different from overconfidence.
Ah,
So they are similar words.
Confidence without truth is foolhardiness.
Almost as if to prove Atrika's point, Kyrah holds up another page with the words confidence and overconfidence in it, written in vastly different hands.
Did you have that the entire time, or were you waiting for me to say something?
Oh no, that was a spur of the moment thing.
am I allowed to drink wine yet?
One last thing. She reads a bit further down the Oracle's prophecy. Let's see here, yada yada, Father Sidon cannot be quelled, Lutherius schemes. Short version, don't screw this up.
I feel like that was inherently understood already.
It bears repeating sometimes. I have just given you an updated version to cover everything that was just discussed. What's this now? Sorry, my phone has just gone off. Huh. Alright, well, that doesn't matter to me for now.
My phone just went off. It's meaningless. All right, moving on.
Just a traffic alert, and I don't have to be anywhere for the next couple of days. Right, so Kyrah rolls the scroll back up, stuffs it back in her pack, and then looks at the four of you. Right, so if Anora's recommendation goes through pretty quickly, then perhaps the first step will be to investigate the Horn of Dalmetria. Of course, it's all up to you. I'm just along for the ride.
The horn seems like the easiest thing to acquire, considering it is here. We could also simultaneously visit the Temple of Vulcan to ask about the Mithril Forge, and while we're there, and if we find no information there, the silver something.
Silver Fist?
Those, yes.
Silver Fist?
The Silver Fists, to follow up there. And then once we have that information, we can set about on our next destination.
It would seem there may be. She mentioned we may have access within the day. It would seem perhaps if you all wish to take part in the feast, at least while we wait, I could travel to the Temple of Vulcan. Any of you wish to accompany me, but I see no point in remaining here and watching everyone drink themselves to the ground.
I will go with you after I have a horn of wine.
I have little interest in revelry in most cases. The party tends to die whenever I make myself known.
I would not wish to deprive you of the unique opportunity of a party in your honor.
I think I will be fine.
This is good. He turns and looks to Erevan. And what of you, my friend?
I'll probably partake a bit tonight, but the sooner that we can get this all figured out and at least something started. Like Kyrah here said, we shouldn't fuck around or fuck it up.
Very good. Then perhaps
Not the words I'd have used, but yes.
Perhaps one horn of mead apiece, and then to the temple.
That sounds good to me, if you'll pardon me.
And the shank of lamb.
I'm going to. Are there people in the feasting hall now, like eating and drinking and things?
Yeah, folks have started to pour in. Messengers were sent out, and festivities are quite well underway.
So I will move over to wherever I can find a horn and some meat. I'm going to grab one of each.
Literally any other table.
I'm going to grab. What's the name of the city again? Astoria?
Estoria.
Astoria? Astoria or Astoria?
Estoria.
Astoria. I'm going to grab one of each and proceed to step up on top of the whatever the big main feasting table is. People of Estoria, standing before you is Pericles, son of Peter, and one of 4 heroes chosen by the fates. Feast, drink, be merry. For this day, we have failed servants of Sydon, and in the future, much more glory will be brought to the people of Estoria and the rest of this great continent. I'm going to try that. I'm just doing an inspirational speech because it's what I do.
Yeah. At the mention of Pythor, he looks up from his own drinking, lets you finish, and then just yells back, "Well said, my boy!" And he raises one hand, and a massive warhammer just appears out of nowhere in his hand. He gets up on the table beside you. There was a time when I would have taken to the field to battle the Centaur army single-handed, but I fear my fighting days are behind me. Perhaps it is time to officially retire my hammer. And he presses it into your hand.
I will take it.
Have a legendary weapon.
It is a +1 warhammer, and once per day you can instantly summon it to your hand from any distance. No action required, it teleports directly into your grasp. It also halves the creation time for forging weapons and armor.
Bruh.
I hold it. I will wield this weapon in your name, Father. And I am just going to sorry, how many is there a good target that I could use to show off my prowess in a feat of in a feat of obvious glorious strength that wouldn't be hindrance to the party? Like, is there a cask that hasn't been is there a cask that hasn't been tapped yet that I could tap at a range with a warhammer?
Are there any ice sculptures?
Definitely no ice sculptures here because, well, Pythor would have smashed them in fits of inebriety. Words are hard.
Inebriation.
Inebriation, thank you. But yeah, some folks could be rolling out a fresh cask of wine,
All right, I would
setting it up to tap it.
It's gonna make their job harder, but it's gonna be good for the view. I would like to just plant the hammer in sort of like the upper portion of the keg, so that it'll bust it open at a level that some will pour out, but it won't like completely spill. Just
high or low, Pericles?
High.
Low. Unfortunately, your attempt to carefully smash the cask ruins it entirely.
There's still laughter and
just-
everything.
Pythor just bursts into laughter. He's got his father's blood in him. And he just claps you on the back again.
I will step down while I finish drinking my horn and head to pick up the hammer. I'm not tuned to it yet, so I imagine I can't summon it back to me yet.
Nope.
This hammer, I like it. Another!
How long does it take to attune for a legendary?
About
weapon?
an hour.
Yeah, it's a short or long rest to attune to an object.
Got it. Okay.
So I imagine we could take a short rest while feasting.
Yeah. As long as you don't try to fight your dad.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. So some time passes, during which Pericles may or may not get steadily more drunk. But eventually the four of you do excuse yourselves from the festivities. Some are sad to see you go, others don't really care because they've had too much already. And you are able to venture elsewhere in Estoria if you so desire.
I have to imagine that as the party goes on, increasingly anyone who is inclined to stay, Kedros is just more and more sort of standing over your shoulder. Are you finished? Is that the one mug? Oh, looks like you've taken another mug. Are you going to finish this one as well? I thought it was only going to be one mug. Oh, it's 3 mugs now.
I have definitely.
Until we're finally leaving.
I have definitely pressed at least one horn of ale into Kedros' hands.
Kedros is carrying it around the entire time. Like,
And it just discreetly sets it down on a table as you walk out.
yeah, he is eating, but is not. Other than a little bit of drinking, is not. He just is anxious to get going.
Yes. Lead the way, Kadros. Let us head to the temple.
Do I know where it is in the city?
Vulcan's place specifically?
Yeah.
It is this building right here.
Okay.
Ne-
And then I guess the follow-up question, do I know how to get there in a comparatively new city?
Yes, you've passed it before on your way to and from
Okay.
the palace.
All right. Then I will head in that direction as long as the other three are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Near the center of town is a large building with fortified stone walls and a shingle roof. A sign featuring a symbol of a bronze anvil hangs from the heavy bronze-banded doors. It simply reads Vulcan's Hall. And inside, you're greeted by the warm glow of embers and hot air. The room is decorated with a variety of bronze armors, weapons, and farming tools. A weathered-looking dwarf works at an anvil, and considerable forge setup in the back of the main hall, while a teenage boy mans the counter.
Do I recognize either of them?
You would definitely recognize the dwarf because he matches depictions in tapestries and statuary that you have seen. This is Vulcan himself, god of the forge.
All right. I will walk, I guess, a few steps in, and then Kedros will drop to his knees, which I think is a slightly more complicated action for a Minotaur than it is for us as humans.
A little bit.
Will bow his horned head, and then puts one hand out in a fist and places the other hand in another fist perpendicular to it on top of it, and says, "O Father of the Forge, a humble bellows in your service has come, seeking answers, seeking shaping."
The teenager behind the counter looks thoroughly confused.
Not you, the one
and
behind
he
you.
And he just looks around. Master Vulcan, sir? The dwarf doesn't look up.
That was said very loudly. It was said at forge volume.
Oh yeah. Like, Vulcan is making a lot of noise at that anvil.
Yeah.
But he can hear you. Get up, Drosselver. This work needs doing.
Yes, Forged Father. He heaves himself back to his feet and will move forward.
Does he look like his statues?
Nodding
Who, Vulcan?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt you, Craig. I was just.
No, totally fine. I will nod at the young elven man as I go past, and then head back as directed. Have I been in Vulcan's presence before?
No.
Okay.
As you approach the forge, Vulcan actually looks up this time, but doesn't look at you specifically. Don't you be getting in my way now. Come on. Doubtless you need something. And then he actually looks at each of you specifically for the first time. And you can see a hint of recognition in his in the one eye that isn't masked by a seemingly opaque monocle. Right, you lot. Oracle's chosen. Heard what you did in my name. Felt it too, and your actions haven't gone unnoticed. Theo, fish out the cloak from special projects. Just number 7, I think it's in. The kid nods and disappears into a back room, emerging shortly after bearing a folded cloak, and he presents it to you, Kedros.
I will accept it and take a look at it.
Opening it up and shaking it out to its full size, you find that it is made completely of bronze, trimmed with silver and gold, but it is as lightweight and flexible as any other cloak. Its clasp is a golden hammer, and 5 silver stars are set into it around shoulder height. That ought to see you right. integrated protective enchantments to keep the wearer safe, and I threw in a temperature sensor to keep you cool or warm depending on your climate. Use her well.
I shall.
For sacrificing the corrupted boar to Vulcan, he has given you a gift.
Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I will take it and immediately fasten it around my neck. I shall wear it and use it for its purpose.
Well, I mean, any of the four you could. You got that Oath of Fellowship going on.
Kedros's mouth opens a little bit.
Keep it,
and
Kedros.
then
Keep it.
he's like halfway through fastening it, and he's like,
Yes.
Yes,
It looks good on you, Kedros.
we will discuss it. He clips it the rest of the way closed.
Don't think I don't know about all of you. Don't, but that's my business done. What's yours here? Be quick about it.
We are seeking the mithril forge. We must light its fires and craft the tools needed for our quest.
Of course you do. All right, more work for me then. All right. Let's see here. Right, okay. So, here's how this works. I know where the place is, and I can give you the direction to go. But I ain't going with you until you've actually relit the place.
Of course.
I got too much to do here, and I need to make sure everything's in order while I'm away.
Are there special rites needed to light the mithril forge? Or
Oh,
shouldn't
shouldn't be if everything's all in order. Though I have no idea if it is, since Lutheria cursed the place.
then I assume before the fires are lit, we must cleanse this curse.
I guess that depends on what exactly she's done.
And that
But-
will be the first we find. I'll make you proud, Dad.
Quick question that's completely not about this scene at all. What
Mhm.
what color is Pithor's hammer?
Primarily made of mithril with bronze and gold trim.
And would it be because it's sort of like it's designed to be a forge hammer? Would it look more like a forge hammer, or would it look more like a proper war hammer?
Well, its primary purpose was to aid in forging, but it can be used as a warhammer.
So it'd look more like a forge
Because
hammer than a
yeah, more like a forge hammer, but it's like real big, real
Yeah.
hefty.
yeah. Sorry, I'm adding it to my model in Hero Forge.
Let's see here.
Atrika kind of leans over to Kyrah while Kedros is sort of occupied with Vulcan. Are all the male gods such assholes?
Well, I wouldn't call my father an asshole, at least not to his face. Heard that.
Not exactly
Oh.
making me think you less of a Malake.
That's well. Excuse me, father, and she leads you outside, Atrika. Father never showed his feelings much. He was always busy, but I know he cares.
Sure he does. It wouldn't kill him to actually talk to his children once in a while, would it, though?
I mean, you have a point, but I do. Each year for the past few centuries, I do find some occasional gift. And he did build the instruments of the Muse, so that's not nothing. Shame they all got stolen.
He may be the god of the forge, but I feel like crafting trinkets for his children is not the only way he can show his affection.
Maybe, but it's not really up to me, is it?
You're not allowed. You gods are not allowed to fight amongst each other. I can still call him a Malake, though.
Oh, yes, by all means. Just please don't aggravate him too much. We do need his help.
I will try.
And as Kyrah leads the way back into the hall, Vulcan almost barges past Kydros. All right, kiddo, give me your map.
Right. Kydros pulls out the map.
Not you, kiddo. Kyrah blinks.
Oh.
And, right, yes, me. She she passes. She spreads a map of Thalia over the front counter, and Vulcan pulls out a stick of charcoal and just puts a small mark on it. Let's see here. I could take us back to the splash page to do this. Okay, those are on. Huh. Weird. But more importantly, Vulcan marks the place on Kyrah's map, and it's just by looking, if you set out from the north gate of Astoria at dawn, you ought to be able to reach the place he's marked by dusk. So a day's travel.
Is it? Does it take us by the Dragon Tooth where the Silver Fist are?
That is in the city of Astoria, so
Oh, okay.
you could make a stop off.
All right. Forge Father, have you heard of the Silver Fist dwarves? We were told that they had knowledge of the Mithril Forge as well. Do you think they may know aught of what the nature of the curse is?
Silverfist. Oh, Silverfist clan. Yes, I think I know the name. Yes, they have been helping me out for a considerable amount of time. Longer than you've been alive. But, yes, it was centuries ago now that they were driven out of the mines.
No, Kydros certainly would not interrupt him if he was talking. That was just me. I didn't think you were still talking. I'm sorry.
There's been talk of them going back to the mines at some point, a few points, but there's a lot of they're a superstitious bunch, like a lot of folks. And, well, they say it's cursed. I haven't been back to check, so I don't think they're going to go back anytime soon.
If we were to clear the curse, would you wish to see them reoccupy it?
I'd wish to see myself reoccupy it.
Very good.
Yeah, let them do what they will. If that means they follow me, they follow me.
Trika gives Kyrah an arched eyebrow.
Also, I apologize for how Vulcan's accent is all over the place.
It's all right.
No.
I'm trying not to be Torbjorn.
Andrew, who are you talking to? My accents routinely go on small tours of everywhere in the world.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair point, Seth. Must be nice, John.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that the the accents we're all drawing from are a linear line of like Russian to Greek, and it's like they are almost identical but not quite.
Right. Well,
fortunately, I have the vocal affectation of snake voice to make it a little bit easier to center myself.
it's like the old Warcraft line. Like, what do you mean? What kind of accent? It's a troll accent.
What you mean? What kind of accent is this? It's a troll accent. God, you're making me crazy.
Okay, so
We digress.
yeah, I think Kedros is a little overwhelmed, so that's probably all he's able to productively ask about, unless somebody else wants to ask a question.
Erebin has just been perusing the walls, just looking at everything.
Pericles has been like standing up straight by the entrance, unusually quiet.
If nobody else has a specific question, he will sort of center himself to ask something else.
Erevan, the
Yes.
weapons, the gear on display is primarily farming equipment and
Yeah.
similar tools, but
hmm
there are also exceptionally well-made sets of armor and bronze weapons of all kinds.
Yeah. He's looking at that stuff, thinking it's pretty dope. Anything, any daggers or bows or swords that he might be able to wield one day?
You could easily pick up any weapon that you are proficient in here. It will
Okay,
cost
cool.
you though, because
Yeah.
they've got to get the metal from somewhere, and it ain't cheap.
Yeah. No, he'll pick up a few and like test their balance and weight, knowing that it's gonna be perfect because it's from the fucking forge god.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everyone is, to your eyes at least, a masterpiece.
Yeah. But then he'll set it back down, and especially the swords, he'll like do that thing where like he doesn't have the sleeve or whatever, but he'll like bring up the closest piece of cloth and try to wipe off his fingerprints, like, oh man, I smudged it. Before he puts it back.
Curiously, you don't actually leave any fingerprints on these.
Okay.
Well,
as soon as he
boys,
goes to
crime
wipe it off.
spree.
Yep. All right, yeah, no. As soon as he goes to wipe it off and realizes, oh, I didn't smudge it. Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. Then he'll put it back and look at some of the other armors and stuff. Just admire it.
Yeah, Vulcan deals primarily in metal armors, so there is like one set of studded leather, but the rest is all like much heavier stuff.
How much is that studded leather just?
Same price as the PHB, 45 gold.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Curiously,
that dog is very upset.
Yeah, my dad's in the garage and they're not.
How dare he?
Curiously, as you examine some of the armor, you can see that there's a set of chainmail on an armor stand, and it is some of the rings in it are specifically made of different metals, and they combine to form a pattern that's woven into the armor itself, specifically the symbol of Vulcan. Let me just double check what exactly that is. It's been a while. Let's see here. Here we are. Specifically a silver anvil that is wreathed in blue flame.
Is it just like loose or is it on a mannequin?
It's on like a full stand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll kind of like pick up the edges of it to see how light it is.
To you, it's pretty dang heavy.
Yeah.
Like, this is chainmail, and it's not something a siren would normally wear.
Yeah, I would not wear this, but I'm thinking maybe Kedros might like this. But I'll tell him about it when he's done talking to his god.
Yeah, I will. I'm actually looking through my trying to figure out what kind of armor I have. I think I have chainmail.
That makes sense because Forge Clerics get heavy armor proficiency at level 1. So yes, you would have chainmail.
But it's not. It's not forged by my god chainmail.
Oh hell no!
It's actually, although it's actually probably made by him. I think we might have a hem of your garment kind of situation here, where he's gonna dither over whether he would even be worthy to wear it. But yeah, I appreciate the thought though.
Is there anything else that folks wish to cover?
Yeah, Kedros did have one more question. I wanted to make sure nobody else had anything. Forge Father, I must also ask, do you know what has befallen your temple in Mitros?
Can't say I do. One day it was there, the next it wasn't.
But you recall it.
I recall that you were part of a temple. Can't say I know which one though.
Do you recall the others there?
Nope.
Do you recall Idha, Arm of the Forge?
You can rattle off all the names you like, boy. I ain't gonna know them. Think I keep track of all my devotees? I got too much work to do.
Oh, watching Kedros' soul break right in front of us.
In fairness, he is talking to the grumpiest of the 5.
Do you recall any who serve in your other temples? Is there a difference between those who were lost in Mitros and those who still serve?
Yeah, there's a priest at the Temple of the 5, far as I know, they're still there.
And you
Doubtless
recall
there's
that... Go ahead.
Doubtless there's countless others. I mean,
do you hear any of those from Mitros calling to you for aid?
of course I do. I hear them all the time. They're another voice in my ear when I'm working.
Where are they now when you hear them call? Another Minotaur, as I said, an arm of the forge, Idha.
Can't say I hear any marital voices other than your own. And you're pretty loud.
His head drops, and he is silent.
Now, I'm sorry I can't be more help, but I'm helping in my own way, aren't I?
Of course, Forge Father. Forgive me if I appear ungrateful.
Good.
Just a little hissing from Atrika's hair.
Now, chin up, boy. Your quest ain't done yet. Get out there, get that forge lit, and I'll get to work for you.
He is it sort of has reached up and with his fingertips is lightly touching the platinum band around his left horn. But he nods and steps back and turns.
Good. The rest of you are done with your questioning. I got work to do.
Can I tell what he's making right now? Or what he's working on?
Do you have proficiency in smith tools?
Absolutely not.
Then no.
Okay.
Sorry, Craig, you wanted to say something?
I was just wondering if Kedros would have noticed.
Yeah, you would have seen that he was working on a shield.
Okay.
It's still like only half done.
Okay.
I step out of the temple forge.
Part temple, part forge, part shop. And Kyrah is pretty quick behind you all.
As soon as Atrika's out the door, and like as soon as it's shut behind her, it's just Malaka.
Yes, so you keep saying.
Once outside, Pericles
You're right there, big guy.
Grandfather is very intimidating. More so than father was.
I mean, that's not hard.
Surprisingly more so, I guess, would be the yeah, Pericles had basically been holding his breath the entire time he was in there.
I suppose it would be expected that the god of battle would be more intimidating than the god of the forge.
Yes, for it to be the
Well,
reverse is slightly.
Well, if there's one thing I know that we gods are good at, it's subverting expectations.
In many ways.
I reach up and put a hand on Kadros' shoulder. Are you alright, my friend?
He is. I think probably has been the last out, and snorts and sort of straightens up again, and ignoring the question, turns to Atrika and says, "Well, if a warrior enters the battle naked and weaponless, they would not be tremendously intimidating for the battle.
I mean,
The
I've seen a
forge
number
must
of
be
people who
stocked."
can. I've seen a number of people who can wear nothing to battle and rip people apart with their bare hands.
I suppose. Can I retroactively have had a quick exchange with the young elf on the way out?
Sure.
Just on the way past, Kedros would just sort of lean over and says, does he look like he is part of the faith, or is he just sort of manning the front desk here?
He's basically just manning the front desk. Like, he's a store clerk who handles all the jobs that Vulcan's too busy to do.
Okay. What is your name, my friend?
Theo, sir. Just Theo.
And he will point. He will incline his head, sort of tilting his horns towards Vulcan. Make certain that he remembers it, and will turn and walk out.
You hear Theo stammering and trying to make sense of that as you leave. It's probably the first conversation he's had with the Minotaur, and he has no idea what to make of it.
Fair. All right. Sorry to time hop, but
No, that's all good.
Well, so far this has been a city full of unexpected gods. I was not expecting to see Vulcan here.
nor was I.
What were you expecting? I'm curious.
A priest? Someone like Kedros?
Fair. Yeah, understandable. But nope, he's here. Probably so he can keep an eye on your father.
I see where Peter gets his parenting skills from.
Well, no, he's actually here keeping an eye on his son.
This is fair.
He is present in his child's life. I feel like that is a slightly different parenting style.
Well, Atrika says, looking at the forge and then looking at the direction of the keep. In the same city is not exactly the same as present in his life.
I just point south.
This is fair. But Vulcan could also have stepped in that situation.
And I don't think Vulcan could have stepped in either. All of the gods are bound from interfering in each other's business, not just Pithor.
Yes, godly agreements, but
Also,
I mean, I wouldn't call it an agreement. An oath is an oath. But an oath is an oath.
binding oaths. Anyways, can we see the map? In what direction is this place that was pointed out?
Let's see here.
Is it on the way or past, or in a different direction to the Mithril Mountains, where we need to go for the weapons?
I can put us back on the world map if you like.
Sure.
Yes, please.
All right. So we are currently here. The Mithril Mountains are in this general direction. And the path... Wait, hang on. There's got to be a map I have that actually has labels on it. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. Where is... could it be this one?
Ah,
Come on. Nope, not that one.
for some reason, for the past few days,
heck.
I've had like severe heartburn that I cannot identify the source of.
Oof. Sorry, John. That's rough.
Regional maps. Aha. This one looks like it has labels. It does. Very good. I didn't want to use it as the splash page because it spoiled a bunch of things.
Fair.
We'll just hand draw our own labels.
Okay, so the Mithril Mountains are in this direction, to the southwest, and the point that Vulcan has marked is approximately here, following the path of the river.
Closer than the Mithril Mountains, though, right?
Further away.
Okay.
See, we're
'Cause-
here.
Yes. You know what? I'll put some marks on the map. That might help.
Thank you.
So Mithril Mountains are here.
Yep. Oh wait. You know what? I'll budge that to about there and change that to Necropolis, which
Oh,
is
there we go.
approximately there. And the forge is in this direction.
And we are in.
Okay.
What's the name of this? How do you spell this name of the city again?
I got it.
Yeah, that'll help. Estoria, thank you.
Estoria.
There we go. So, by a reckoning of the map, my suggestion would be that we head to the necropolis first, because anything we find there will likely need repairs. If it's functioning, if it's still functioning, great. That'll be useful for breaking whatever curse is awaiting us at the forge. But first, we go to the necropolis, deal with the situation there, acquire any items we can find, and then from there, move to the forge for the relighting.
Out of character, do we know specifically what the tools are that are referenced that we will need to prepare?
I am not certain on that myself, to be honest.
This is one of them. I say hold
To
it there.
craft the tools that you will need. Well, the forge can be used to build magic items or repair ones that don't work.
Okay.
So
yeah, and we know that there are weapons and so on at the
necropolis, which Pericles is assuming aren't necessarily going to be full powered because they've been buried for however many hundreds of years.
There's also the point, I believe, like one of the destinies, which might be the one that Kedros has, if I recall correctly, is to make your legendary weapon.
That was Pericles, but yes.
Mine, yeah.
Pericles,
I have to forge Pithor's ultimate weapon.
Yeah,
which I assuming means
will be done at the forge.
Which will be done at the forge, potentially with relics found in the necropolis.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Matter of fact, you need Pithor's hammer and the forge to make Pithor's greatest weapon.
Yep. But first,
we take dross, put it on helm. Half the hammer is finished.
But yeah, we have a horn to drink from. I volunteer.
Of course you do.
That makes you
horn to drink from and visions to interpret.
And visions to acquire, which may alter our course, but assuming they do not throw us drastically off course, my recommendation stands as thus: Necropolis, then Forge.
You go.
I was just going to ask, must one of us drink from the horn, or may we all share in these visions?
I mean, I feel like it makes sense for all of you to.
Good.
Yes, we all might get a different vision as well.
This is well.
A round of drinks on the horn, then.
As you continue discussing your options, a messenger dressed in white and gold approaches you. Pardon me, sirs. I bring a message from Princess Honora and Aesop of the Dragon Shrine.
And madam,
The
I say,
shrine-
pointing at Atrika.
Yeah, sir, gender neutral term.
Ah,
S-E-R.
there we go. Sir. You have to put the accent on it.
Yeah, I mean, I try. Out of character, I try.
Sir.
The Dragon Shrine is open to you, but Aesop does have some unfortunate news about the reliquary.
All these in relation to
He
his
can tell you
fables.
What?
Sorry, that's a me joke. Aesop's
Yeah.
fables is a
Yeah, I got it. The messenger did not.
Well then,
But doubtless he will be able to tell you more.
can you guide us to the temple then?
Of course, please follow me.
Lead on.
And he will lead you through the road that leads round the back of the palace to the Dragon Shrine, which I have notes on if I can find them.
We walked past it on our way into the palace because they didn't take us through the front gate for some reason.
Yes. The messenger leads you to a quiet street that runs into the wall of what is essentially the gorge. At the far end is a large stone building domed in copper and predominantly featuring a marble engraving of a massive, presumably legendary dragon. This is the place, and Aesop will be at the front desk.
Then let us go inside.
Hands on doors.
Pericles,
Yes.
you push for a moment, and then you realize it's a pull door.
Grip.
Turn to the messenger. Thank you. Thank you.
The handles should have given it away, Pericles.
Out of character, I love making that joke.
Sometimes they put handles on push doors too. It's very confusing.
Always look for where the hinges are, in my experience.
I just live in the woods. Not many doors out there.
In my home there are curtains instead of doors, so you know. We never have this problem.
Good save. Good
The
save.
thing I love about Pericles is I think he legitimately doesn't care if he's wrong. It's
By
like,
this point,
okay, I made a mistake. So what? Still look awesome.
Exactly. That's why just push doesn't work. Oh, it's pull. Grip, pull.
the himbo is strong with this one.
You don't need to be right when you look this cool.
You don't need to
By
be.
this
You
point-
don't need to be correct when you're filled with glory.
Varying
By this-
definitions of glory.
By this point, the messenger has disappeared, and when you walk inside, you realize that this is half temple and half massive library. There is a strong smell of incense, and the only noise that you can hear is the sound of your own footfalls and quiet muttering of prayers as priests of the shrine carry out their daily rituals. Save for one tall elven man sitting behind the counter with an expression of concern on his face. He looks up at you as you enter.
You with the droopy dog face. You would be Aesop, yes?
I beg your pardon, sir.
It's a common saying in my homeland.
I see. But you are correct. I am Aesop, keeper of the Dragon Shrine.
We are the foot.
Doubtless you are here for the Horn of Balmitria.
Yes.
That was our hope.
I was told my sister sent word ahead of.
Yes, I got the message from Princess Honora. And yes, you now have authorization to enter and investigate, because he takes a breath and just lets it out in a long sigh. Investigation is what you will need to do.
The horn has been stolen, yes?
Precisely. A thief broke into the shrine 2 nights ago and escaped with it. We have yet to uncover the culprit.
2 nights
If
ago.
you'll follow me, I'll direct you to the scene of the crime.
I look over at Trika. We were in a dungeon at this point, weren't we?
Yes, you were.
Mm. Lead
I'm
on.
not certain that establishing alibis is our most pressing concern.
No, no.
Just establishing events.
Establishing timeline, Kedros. Because obviously,
Adds
had we
to the
not been
list of-
imprisoned, the thief would not have been so bold as to steal something while we were in the city.
Kyrah adds timeline to the list of words she didn't expect Pericles to know.
I was a guard.
Regardless, Aesop gets up from the desk and leads you past the main shrine, in which you can see dedications to the 5 gods, to a small stone chapel in the back. There are 3 alcoves here, normally protected by glass, but the glass of the central alcove has been shattered, and dark purple wine stains are splattered all over the floor surrounding it. All that's left in that alcove is a stand, presumably to hold what could be a drinking horn.
Can I find any traces of whoever might have broken in here? Did they leave anything behind?
You could give me a... Oh, wait.
Investigation?
Investigation, yeah.
Could I
Yeah,
determine?
Can I look around for tracks or anything like that, like or scrapes or anything like that?
22.
Sure.
And could I determine the size of the horn based on the holding thing?
Sure, you can roll me nature for that.
This is gonna be good.
What would I?
Natural.
Well, it is definitely some kind of animal horn.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
How big
Absolutely bigger than a bread box.
just voiced out of nothing while people are actually doing proper investigative work. Pericles just goes, "How small is a dragon's horn to have been able to be carried out so easily?"
Caravan, if you want to investigate for anything else, investigation or survival.
I will use survival. Also 22.
Okay, so with 2 22s, Atrika, it doesn't take long for you to notice that there are a considerable number of tiny hoof prints among the stains of wine. They form a haphazard, almost staggering trail that leads out of the building, through a window, and into an alleyway nearby. Erevan, you can tell based on the size of the hoof prints and the manner in which they travel that this thief was a rather small creature, probably about, definitely not, like, these hoof prints aren't the size of a satyr or minotaur. and it's highly likely that this thief was doing their best to carry the horn despite it being a considerable weight for them. Or maybe they were staggering because they'd had a bit to drink out of it.
Yeah, and
Or
it's
both.
singular sets of prints, not multiple.
Yeah, it looks like it was just one individual.
One person riding the struggle bus to carry this.
Yep.
I'm going to offer one guess as to what I think probably is responsible for this, and it rhymes with gimp.
You think it was shrimp?
I don't think
trying-
shrimp have hooves.
Flint?
I know.
I don't know
I'm just
how.
kidding.
I don't know how Flint would do this on its own.
It also doesn't rhyme with that, but okay.
Kyrah looks extremely exasperated at you right now because rhyming is her jam.
Did it move with a limp?
What
No.
I'm saying here is it was probably an imp or
Oh.
something similar.
Oh.
She's gonna kill us.
Erevan, with that 22, you are able to track the stains of wine through the alleyways of Estoria
Do imps have
until
hooves?
they get.
Yes. Depending. These small fiends, they are known for their
And they're known for
Well, you explain the academics. Everybody follow me. The hoofs go this way.
Erevan is able to lead the way through several back alleys, taking a lot of weird twists and turns instead of going by the most direct route, but eventually they do lead to the gates south out of town.
Yes, as far as very small trickster creatures go, especially of the hoofed variety, imp tends to be pretty high on the list.
Could be a quasit
Potentially, though those are
or a mephit.
similar in size, though mephits less often are hoofed. Quasits usually clawed.
Meanwhile, Kyrah in the background knows what quasits and mephits are.
I'm a blood hunter, it's my job.
Oh no,
sorry,
no, about
Pericles.
Pericles. I am a paladin, and I do have proficiency in religion.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
just
say.
excited.
I was gonna say, Kyrah would note, thinking aloud, "You're very well informed."
Well, I mean, it is my calling to protect the city from all manner of fiends, and it is something that I was educated in. My father was very not Peter. My father was very insistent that I learn about the variety of fiendish elements that could potentially harm citizens, particularly those that use trickery and subterfuge to attain their end goals.
Yes, and unless this is a very, very small satyr, I would
Miniature
Put in-
satyr.
put imp very high on my list of suspects.
Or it could be a satyr that shrunk itself.
Well, they lost balance here and banged the horn up against the wall, so that's going to be easy to follow.
I just like the image of like Atrika and Pericles having this conversation while walking behind Arafan, who's doing an actual fucking job.
Kedros is just sort of trailing along behind everybody else at this point. I also like that this is the scene where apparently Pericles turns into like Nicholas Angel from Hot Fuzz. Like, wait, you can do stuff.
I was a city guard for most of my life.
I know, it's just easy to forget that.
It's like, wait, Pericles has skills? What?
Oh, that is spectacular, Craig.
Do you continue to follow the trail out of the south gate?
Do we want to see how far we can follow this, or
I don't exactly have anything else to do.
yes, we don't?
I should. Yeah, I should.
Yeah, while we were feasting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, I forgot
I only needed
to.
to spend the 2 to restore all my hit points.
you can
That was
absolutely, like, you can bring yourselves back up to full if you like. It's been a while since that fight.
Well, that's what the short rest was for. We haven't had a long rest yet, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd get my form back. I get my dragon breath back on a short rest, but I don't get my radiant form back except on a long rest.
Mhm.
So no wings for this encounter, but I have a nifty hammer.
Oh, right, you would have attuned to that by now.
Yeah, no, I tuned to that over the short rest. That's why I spent so long drinking. I was Kedros, I have to wait. The hammer's not ready yet. The hammer insists I drink more.
And since we had a short rest at the feast, he's feeling a bit more joyful due to the festivities for pertinent reasons.
Yep. For siren reasons.
Yes. Yes, they go this way.
I am still under the effects of mobility.
Oh God,
'cause I
William!
used it at the end.
At some point, we absolutely need to play a what's the Norse the Norse setting that the Tome of Beasts and everything is set in.
Oh yes, I would love to play in a Norse setting. I don't remember the name of it
What's
though.
it? It's Kobold Press's Norse.
I think it's literally just called Midgard.
Is it just called Midgard?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Kobold Press Norse setting.
Yeah, Midgard World Book.
Yeah, Midgard. Yeah, we absolutely need to play a 5e game set in Midgard at some point.
Oh yeah, I'd be all over that.
So Erevan,
Yes.
you are easily able to follow the trail, and it passes by a vineyard standing on its own. It is quite well tended to, and the crop appears to be particularly bountiful this year. But you can see a middle-aged halfling tending the vines with great care. But upon hearing the clank of armor and mail, he gets up, looks around. Oh, hello. You're armored. You're armed. Might you be able to help me?
What problems do you have? Perhaps we
My
can.
daughter, Karina, she's gone missing. She disappeared into the old woods a week ago, and I haven't been able to track her.
How old is she? Is she prepared
15?
for? Does she know her way about the woods? Kedros is back in the game.
Oh, Craig, did you attune to the cloak, by the way? Oh, wait, no, you haven't had a chance yet because you haven't had a short rest.
I don't think it's been long enough.
Yeah.
15, and I doubt that she would be familiar with the woods. She's always been far more invested in the city.
What does this person look like?
Halfling.
Halfling
said?
girl, roughly 2.5 feet high.
No. Well, what does the person we're talking to look like?
Oh, middle-aged halfling man, well fit, currently bare-chested while he's working under the sun.
Would he be an appropriate size if his feet were hooves to have left that trail?
Let me check.
I mean, halflings are small.
Very quickly. Let's see here. That one. Then, does it specify how tall these things are? This man is probably too tall.
I would still like to insight check this individual.
Sure.
I
Go
am
ahead.
completely trusting, and I'm very concerned about this
17.
person's daughter.
Because we ran into this random person outside the city who's lost their daughter while we're tracking a monster who is probably some form of trickery creature.
As far as you can tell, he is expressing genuine concern.
All right.
What direction would these
Could
old
just
woods
be a
be?
dude working on his.
Sorry, a couple of people talking at once there, John.
Sorry, in what direction would these old woods be?
Oh, doubtless to the southwest. No, southeast, sorry. That was an Andrew fault. Definitely not his fault.
At which point Pericles remembers, oh yeah, we came from there. Right, yes.
Doubtless. She is doubtless somewhere to the southeast.
How are you so certain that she ran off into the old woods?
Because she went for a foraging mission a week ago and she hasn't returned since.
Ah, I see. Would there be others lost with her?
As I recall, she'd gone with several of her fellows.
And have any of them returned?
No,
So,
I've been looking.
a large group of younger people? You said 15?
Yes, teenagers.
Lost in the woods for a week. We could find them, yes.
It's
Brilliant.
gonna be
Will
a
they
Lord of the
also-
Flies situation in the woods.
Oh no, Pericles is thinking that, oh no, they just got really fucking high while they were having an orgy and just forgot what time it was. That's Pericles' thought process, anyways.
For a week.
Yeah. Hey.
As previously stated, a week goes by fast.
Real fucking fast if you're not if you're under the correct influence.
Hey, you lot worry me sometimes.
The area that they were, that your daughter and her friends were supposed to be foraging in, can you tell us where it was or where it is? May be able to start searching there.
Just on the outskirts of the woods. Usually they go and gather plants, herbs, the occasional mushroom.
Does she have any recognizable garments or trinkets, perhaps a bracelet or necklace?
One earring in her left ear. It's a simple silver stud, but it was passed down to me by my ancestors.
Is she
Okay.
a halfling
Sorry,
like yourself?
Sorry, I missed that.
Is she a halfling like yourself?
Of course.
And the
Sorry,
others who were with her?
She had many friends. Has many friends. I have hope that she yet lives. I need to keep telling myself that.
Could you describe them for us as well?
They're a mixed bunch. Predominantly human, but there was one other halfling, a young man she was sweet on. A handful of elves. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Erevan, does the tracks head in that direction?
Do they head in that general direction?
They do.
Yes, it's on the way. And there's no reason we can't do both.
Birds with one stone.
I find it easier
Funny
to hit
story. I have done that.
I find it easier to hit two birds with one spear than a stone, but you know.
Your daughter's name?
Her name is Kyrah. Kyrah Phobos. Sorry, I haven't introduced myself. Theroclis Phobos. Descended from the Phobos Dragonlord family line.
Impressive name.
Yes, I am not a wealthy man by any stretch, but if you bring Kyrah back safe, I can give you a weapon that my ancestors passed down to me.
I just extend my arm in greeting. Pericles Ziphius, son of Pethor.
Ah. Well then, I hope this doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. I've recruited a son of Pythor to the cause, and
Well,
hopefully all of you don't go running off to your doom.
we've just finished. We've just finished slaying basilisks and harpies and chasing centaurs away from the town. I'm sure finding your daughter will not be a difficult task.
I hope so.
Most people would be more concerned that they've recruited a Medusa.
He double takes.
Trika, the hood was down.
Snake kind of leans out of the cloak.
I see. Well,
somewhere someone is like is tallying a check mark on a list that says who gets worse reactions, Pericles or Atrika.
that somebody is Kyrah. Because once again, she is recording your deeds. But the revelation that Atrika is in fact a Medusa under that hood and cloak actually sends Thurklis into a complete, well, not complete, but a definite state of shock, and he's struggling to find the right words.
Relax. My eyes do not turn you to stone. That is a learned trick, not one of mine.
I pat him on the shoulder. No need to worry. We are all vaunted heroes in the service of the fates.
I see. Well, if you are in fact in service to the fates themselves, then don't let me keep you. Perhaps your rescue of Kyrah is preordained. But
that is the line you should go with. It is preordained that your daughter will be fine.
I will believe it when she is home safe.
Well then, enough
Then we
dallying.
should be on the way.
Aravan, lead on.
This way.
Kedros, flick your
Alright.
cloak. It makes a very nice light, inspiring to people.
He just holds out a hand, and a blue flame bursts into light in it as I cast the light spell.
Oh, it's more the reflection of the cloak, but I mean that works too.
A Scion of Vulcan, I guess. I see. Well, Scion, priest, one of the two.
Scion, I think, would indicate descendant of.
Yes.
And Kedros has merely a bellows in his service.
Well,
He's a priest.
well, don't let me keep you.
Let us be on our way.
Rest easy.
I will when Kyrah's home.
That is fair.
Atrika starts going in the
Yeah.
direction that Aravan
Yeah.
was leading.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Kedros follows along.
When we get near the old wood, do you think now that you've seen these a bit clearer, Atrika, would you think you'd be able to have an easier time following them on the ground?
Could I theoretically identify as these tracks as belonging to a fiend?
Roll me. Actually, I'm not sure which skill would be relevant.
Typically, it's religion is the fiend
If it's identifying fiends, it's religion. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Religion roll then.
Could I make that roll? Also?
Sure.
I just
have advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about fey fiends and undead, so I'll get advantage on this.
Okay.
I was just asking if he'd be able to, or if she'd be able to follow them.
Well, that's what I gotta find out. I'm gonna put my divine inspiration to that because I want to do well in this.
Cool.
I'm gonna. Can
That's
I?
better. 13 is better than 8.
I mean, I rolled natural
But,
ones. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
With a 13, Atrika, you are able to determine that this is not, in fact, a fiend, but a fae.
Fey. Oh, I also have knowledge about them.
Yeah. That's why the DC was so low for that.
I'm over here going, no, it's a legume. That's what it is.
And then
And-
Kyrah immediately points out what a legume is.
The souls of the dead, the souls of the tortured undead that are used as currency in the hells.
Selimur.
Ah, lemure. Yes, sorry. I always get the letters wrong.
But I can confirm this isn't a fiend, it's a fae, which is another thing of my expertise. I can track these well, but I don't know if my skill and expertise in tracking this will outmatch your keen eyes, Erevan.
Faye.
Which is to say, I have advantage on survival, but only a +3. What's your survival modifier?
Erevan's survival is +6,
Yeah.
according to chat.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I
I have
just-
advantage on the roll to do it, but you will be better at it. So I think I could just assist you and give you advantage.
The reason I asked is because when we get to the old wood, I thought I could take to the boughs above, or at least between them, and see if I might spot any wayward child or fake creature,
I
or perhaps a horn bobbing through the woods.
have some I have some expertise in this, but your natural skill will be superior. But if you wish to take to the skies, I can take over.
If you're sticking about the boughs, I could climb up and join you there and travel to the treetops.
I'm
And
gonna
that heavy
just
mail
take-
of yours.
I am very good at climbing.
How
Fair
good
enough.
are you at balancing? That's the question. You can climb as high as you want. Can you balance?
Not as good as I am at climbing, but not bad.
All right.
My peerless
Craig, you were about to say-
my peerless athlete ability gives me advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks, and I can also I can also jump an additional 10 feet if I ever
Oh,
need
nice.
to. That was the idea. Is like I could Tarzan through the treetops theoretically.
Craig, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say while this conversation is happening, Kedros is just sort of looking around, and then we'll take a deep, long breath in, and I'm gonna see if I can smell any strong odors from up to 6 miles away.
Oh, right, that's a Minotaur thing.
Yeah, see if you
Using
can
my
smell
terrifying
the horn.
nose.
Yeah.
Smell the horn.
Give
Oh,
me a
yeah.
survival check with advantage.
All
Maybe
right.
you'd be able to smell the wine that spilled out of it.
Precisely.
Follow the scent.
Using guidance 16, so still
Yep,
not.
with a 16, you are easily able to track the trail that the thief has taken purely by scent. You've smelled enough of the wine now that it has become it is familiar enough for you to follow.
Kedros just sort of points in the direction, says, "They went that way."
Very well. Can I identify what kind of fade this might be?
Sure.
That might also be another religion check because religion is for everything extraplanar.
Sure. Give me religion with disadvantage.
Can
Which
I smell?
Flattens
This is
out to normal
probably
with with my advantage.
So this is probably something that you're less familiar with.
Natural 1. I don't know what it is.
Join me
It's
in
a
the natural
tiny-
one train.
Anyway,
Tiny-
that one's out of the way, he says, knowing that's not how that works.
Sorry,
It's a
Craig.
tiny fey cow.
It is a miniaturized Satan. Craig was trying to ask something.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna ask if the thief has an identifiable smell as well.
Oh, in that case, there is a strong smell of goat.
Okay.
Miniaturized cider.
There is definitely a goat-like smell as well of that of the thief. Goats and wine.
That
So it is a satyr.
That matches many descriptions of Fae. Although again, this is a very, very tiny satyr.
Yes,
I
this
imagine
is.
they can come in many sizes.
He'd best not be yelling at someone about needing to. You know what? The last time I met a satyr that small, he was trying to train a hero.
Come. We can go the distance.
Jesus.
Let's go. Disney's
It's a
Hercules.
Hercules.
Ah,
William, I
that
got
was lost
three
on me
wor-
for a moment.
William, I got 3 words for you. Drop it.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It is honestly like for all the for it is not at all an accurate like telling of Greek mythology. First of all,
Oh, hell
but it's still one of my favorite Disney movies. Like just
I
flat
think
out.
I think the only thing I remember from it is, whoa, is my hair out?
Yeah.
Like I think it is absolutely one of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
It has an amazing aesthetic. Like of all the art styles, I think Hercules has a very like standing out art
Like
style.
also like again like listen, it's nowhere near the original source material, but it's a very good story, and it's a very good not that I think this was intentional, but it's a very good queer story as well. Like very like underlying very good queer story.
Okay, so traveling. The trail goes for a few hours before you reach the edge of the old woods, and then it ventures quite a fair distance in. By this point, you've been traveling for about a day. You might have stopped and taken a rest, if you so desired.
Hey, yeah, long rest would be nice.
Yeah.
Get my radiant soul back. And that would also let Kadros attune to the cloak.
I will. Which formula am I going to brew today?
I'm gonna hide the burnished Dragonlord coin somewhere on my person, so it should not be stolen from me.
Fair.
I'm going to practice tossing and catching this hammer.
I will brew. A celerity potion.
All right.
You just throw it straight up, and then just one time you miss, you're gonna be missing some teeth.
Up.
Strong forehead, it's fine.
Pericles, what?
Does anyone need
Nothing.
anything
Just
forged?
You can't forge arrows, can you?
I actually can.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're surrounded by wood. I'll gather some
I
materials
do have to.
well enough.
I do have to use metal, but it at least is a starting point. But the metal can magically become wood.
Okay.
As part of the
Actually,
process.
could you form a light chain? Like sturdy but light.
Chain mail or
No, chain,
just
like
a
a
chain
long
to wear?
like a long length of chain.
Yeah,
I have these
definitely.
I have these manacles you could use for the material. Just like
Oh yeah.
pretty sturdy but light chain.
10 feet of chain gets you is worth 5 gold for the record.
So I can, if you have enough material, I can do 20 of those. I can do up to 100 gold. I actually can use this probably breakdown and could make, if we are stopping here, taking a long rest, I can do 2 of these. So I could do the arrows and I could do the chain.
Yeah, like if you could just like make 10 feet of chain off the manacles.
Yeah, easily enough.
I
And
have
then
an old I have an old hunting trap.
Perfect. And take that and break it down, and I can
Let's
make you.
see. Oh, yeah, you can just turn the trap into the chain easily enough. Don't need the manacles for that.
Well, no, I think the trap is for the
I
arrows.
think that was for the arrows.
Ah,
And
well,
then-
the channel divinity specifies a non-magical item, so.
yeah,
but
I would have to use two. I think I have two charges of channeling, right?
Oh yeah, no. I
Uh,
think the issue there is that you would make a arrow.
No. You can make 10
um,
pieces of ammunition.
Oh, okay.
yeah, 10 pieces of ammunition.
Got it.
Or a single. Yeah.
Or a length of chain, per use of channel divinity.
Yeah.
And you've got 2, so you can.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use both of them because I haven't used any today. So I'm gonna use both of them before I go to bed.
One use per rest until you hit level 6.
Oh, is it? Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Never mind. Make the
What
arrows.
could you know what? Can I just use my my channel divinity to make the chain, and then can I just use good old fashioned Vulcan ingenuity to take some sticks and some teeth from this trap and make some arrows?
Well, tell you what, you could use. You haven't used the channel divinity from this day,
Mm-hmm.
so you could use that, and then you probably could just use the same one again when you finish the long rest, if that makes any degree of sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. I'm just curious if I could just fashion them non-magically.
Oh,
Fletching arrows is difficult and probably requires specific tools.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the ability to create the fletching for them. You could put an arrowhead on a stick.
All right, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll do the chain. You know what? I will do. Do we think we're gonna need the chain tonight? Because I think I'd rather have some arrows.
Make the arrows. Do not worry about the chain.
I will make the arrows tonight, and I'll make the chain first thing in the morning. I think we've established that Kedros is among the first to be up in this group anyway, so he will wake up and after the long rest uses tomorrow's channel divinity to make the chain.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
So you have 10 arrows in exchange for your trap, and I'll link the chain in exchange for the manacles.
All right.
Okay, so the night spent in the Old Woods is surprisingly uneventful. Erevan is almost certainly familiar with how goings on in all manner of places in the Old Woods could be rife with activity at any hour of day or night, but surprisingly nothing happens this time.
Did we see any sign before we actually entered the Old Woods proper? Did we see any sign of those kids that are missing?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to ask.
It's been, according to Theraclus, it's been a week since Karina and her friends disappeared.
Yeah.
So
yeah, weather could have gotten.
If there was any sign, it is probably gone by now.
I didn't know there was like, oh, you see a tent or something like more obvious than tracks.
No, we can follow the tracks and then perhaps head to the area.
Yes,
in the morning.
Follow the tracks we have, and if we find any information that leads us to the children, we will follow that.
So, with the combination of Erevan's keen eyes and Kedros's exceptional nose, you are able to follow the trail further after morning rites and such are accounted for, and eventually the forest grows dark around you, with barely any light making its way through the canopy above. You can hear birds and beasts clamoring beyond every bush, and eventually the path you're following seems to disappear into underbrush. But on the other side is a somewhat dimly lit clearing with a faint trail through the oak trees. 1 second. There we are. The forest suddenly grows quiet, and you can hear something crashing through the brush ahead of you. Eventually, it is revealed to be a young girl, halfling-sized. Sure enough, looks no older than 15. She is breathing hard. Her face is covered in dirt and tears, and her clothing is ripped in a couple of places. And she double takes when she sees you all. Hugh, are you really there? Please, you have to help me. You hear more crashing sounds from the forest.
I
as
immediately.
Patrika drinks her potion.
As soon as I see her, I'm taking off towards her to position myself between whatever she's running from and her.
Yeah,
Alright, so you get to about here before 6 tiny, hideous creatures emerge into the clearing from several different angles. Come on. Blasted. There we are. I'll just quickly... Good, I did say reveal. There we are. Each of them is about 1.5 feet high. But they are... It's like if you took a satyr, human top half, goat bottom half, and then reverse that. These are goat-headed creatures with human limbs and cloven hooves. One of them laughs in a harsh but somehow high-pitched voice at the same time. Give us the gal! We've had dinner, but she'll make a fine dessert.
Yes, Corina, we are here, sent by your father. Get behind us.
Before combat begins, the 6 goatlings all get around. Where's my stat block? I didn't expect us to get this far.
Hey, look at us, making progress!
Yeah.
So, 3 of them start by hurling insults at you. At Pericles, one of them just cups their hands to their mouth and yells, "Bald legs!" Can I get a wisdom save, please?
Bald legs?
Yes. The goatling unleashes a stream of creative insults at one creature they can hear.
9.
Pericles has failed the wisdom save and is now enraged until the end of his next turn. While enraged, you have disadvantage on attack rolls, and attacks made against you have advantage. But if you hit the goatling that insulted you, it's an automatic critical.
My legs are freshly waxed, thank you very much.
Which was this individual marked in red.
Which I like. The reason Pericles is upset is completely not like it's like the insult and the reason he's upset are on completely different tracks.
This one here will yell at Erevan. You look like you're decked out as an assassin. You've murdered my joy already. Can I get a wisdom save from Erevan, please? You passed.
God damn it. That was that was funny.
Let's see here.
Which one
Sorry, I have a
insulted me?
Oh. The one marked with red.
Okay.
Let's see here. What's another insult from this list they provided? Oh, that one's good. This one in the back will yell at Kedros. You're an inspiration. I feel sick already.
I assume a wisdom save.
Yes, please.
Very good. Guidance doesn't help on wisdom saves.
No, it's not
Oh,
on a check.
wait.
Right?
No,
and
but I've
also you don't
attuned
have an
that-
you don't have an action to make it either. So
Yeah, and I've attuned to my cloak, right?
Yes, so that provides a +1 bonus.
Yeah,
To
so this will
all
be
of your-
one higher
You're
than
fine.
whatever it is. Okay.
yeah, you can add the +1 bonus on the gear set tab of your character sheet. Under global saving throw modifier, you just put a 1 there. You can also put that under your armor class
AC
modifier. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you.
And the 3 that did not hurl insults will instead hurl stones, because they have slings. First one at Pericles. That's going to miss.
To the
10.
shield. Ting.
Second one at Erevan. 24
Yeah, that hits.
for 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ah, you little fuck.
And the last one at Kyrah, because I think Atrika is just out of range of this. Yep, just barely. 11's not going to do anything.
No.
Okay, now we're into combat.
His AC is actually 19 currently,
oh nice.
thanks to the new cloak.
I roll high on my initiative. Nothing else though.
That seems about right. I got a 7. Hey,
Oh,
look, you didn't bring me around for being quick.
Oh, 22 for Karina. All right.
Good.
So
She gets
she
to turn to get out of the way.
indeed, and she does. 10, 15, 20, 25, and she hefts the longbow that she has been that she seems to struggle with, but takes a shot with it anyway at this gentleman this quote-unquote gentleman right here. But she is a small creature, so that's an attack with disadvantage. Just barely misses.
I was
That's all
definitely waiting to see if there was going to be a heel turn from Karina.
Nope, she has every interest in you lot are here, and these these things have been plaguing her for you don't know how long, but that's her turn. Pericles, you're angry.
I am.
Fuck you, I'm magnificent. As he kicks you with his bald legs.
Well, that's like Pericles. Like Pericles' response doesn't make sense anyways because he doesn't have body hair. He has scales. He has.
They don't know that.
Well, no, like but his response also doesn't make any sense. He's just that angry.
Wax
know, maybe-
scales,
You don't wax. 'cause
Yeah, maybe Pericles goes for nice, relaxing scale waxing.
Yeah, get that shine and luster back.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other form of waxing. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like
Wax
it's like
on, wax off.
exfoliating.
Does he shed? Does he shed his skin?
He only has scales in the places where you would normally have body hair.
Yeah,
And, like,
that
only
doesn't
a
change my question.
Like only a small amount, but yeah, no, I imagine that those scales would shed, yeah.
So what's your plan?
Well, I'm angry, but I'm not stupid. Well, I mean, I'm angry, but I'm not tactically unwise. So I'm going to hold here in this like sort of choke point, and I am going to aim. I'm going to pull this silver spear off my back and launch it at the goatling that insulted me.
Cool.
I will note, however, if this changes what you're going to do at all, is that you only get the free critical hit if it's a melee attack.
Oh, is it only on a melee attack?
Yep, it's a melee attack.
Oh. No, that's not going to change what I'm going to do, though. I
Fair.
mean, I'm only enraged until the end of my turn, so it's... Though I will probably
that's a free
fail
crit.
more of these. It's a free crit, yes, but it then leaves Erevan like completely open to all of them charging in, And
So
I again, not tactically unwise. Pericles knows to hold a choke point when he has heavy armor and a shield.
All right, so go ahead and make an attack with disadvantage.
Yep.
10 is gonna miss.
10. Yeah. So, but launches the. Wait, hang on. Sorry, that's the same attack no matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same type deal.
Launches it. The silver spear
All right.
misses. That's my action. Bonus action, I'm going to cast. Bonus action as I replace the thrown spear with the hammer of Pithor. I go, my father blesses my weapon as I cast divine favor on myself.
Nice.
that's
Is
it.
that
I'm
everything-
cool.
Is that everything you're doing?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. That goatling doesn't need to be marked anymore, and you are no longer enraged.
I'm sure I'll become enraged in a minute.
Well, seeing that particular insult didn't do much for you, this goatling is going to charge you, and it's going to try to grab you. Here we are. 21, I believe, hits.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Instead of dealing damage, it chooses to grapple you.
Just like grabs onto the shield and hangs on there.
Grabs onto the shield with one hand and goes for your face with the other. As it invokes its harassment trait.
I have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
As
As
it
the goat
generally
pulls at
bothers
her,
you.
Tries to go for the eyes and generally bothers you.
Someone
I love
please,
these things.
someone please roast this gnat.
Let's see here. The other one in the back next to them will throw a sling stone at you and miss.
Ping. I'm being harassed by a goatling and pelted with stones. This is just like, what the...
This one will scooch past you and go for Erevan. Also trying to go for a grab. 13, I
13
believe.
misses.
Doesn't... Yeah. Not quite good enough. You just fly 1 foot into the air and it can't reach you.
Actually, yeah, if it ends its turn there, I can fly half my speed into the air without provoking an opportunity attack. So yeah, I just as it stops right in front of me and grabs for me, I just fly up a bit, about 10 feet, and then but like kick it away as it scrabbles up my leg.
I completely forgot that was a feature you had.
Yeah, that's a rogue feature. The fact that I can go
Uh,
vertical is just because I'm half siren.
The Scotling will... You know what? Sure, they will attempt to hurl a slingstone at you, Erevan, and miss completely. Meanwhile, the two in the back... Have I got any more insults here that are actually good? Well, we don't
You're
have
what,
a
a
bard
scout?
here.
You're a
Yes.
scout, Cody? Yeah.
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 Scout's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't have any more insults here that I think are actually going to do anything.
Call
you
air
can just say
vent.
they throw an insult at you and have us roll, so.
Yeah, fair.
Have one of them call air vent Chicken Little. See what happens.
Oh,
They have to be
man,
within a certain range, don't they?
No, they just
Oh.
have to see. The target just has to be able to hear and understand
Oh, I see.
the insulter. Oh, you know what? I would go for some of the jokes that we have made about a siren in another game, but eh. Regardless, one goatling will attempt to yell at Pericles again.
Disadvantage on the saving throw because I'm being harassed. Natural one.
Oh, you're angry at this one now.
Frustration
And-
mounts.
What's the speed on these
I'm just
things?
gonna fucking
Okay.
murder these things in a minute.
I'm just gonna scooch over to there and yeah, got a clear line on a Trika. Why not? Slingstone. 19.
Ooh, you actually hit me. That's the first time I've actually been hit in a while.
So take 5.
What's that little? Oh fuck!
Doink.
Hmm.
Erevan, you're on.
All right.
Please pick this
I
thing
will.
off me.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. He'll have his short sword out, and with his main attack, he's gonna drop down to here, and he's going to stab at this one.
Yeah, since it's
fine.
on me rather than actually right there.
Yeah, like it's basically halfway up Pericles at this point.
Yeah. So 22,
absolutely hits.
and it's engaged. So let's see.
Yep, you can use sneak attack here if you like.
All rolled shit. But 9 points of piercing damage.
Still dies.
Okay. And with his bonus action, he's going to bring his dagger up and slice across the back of this one that tried to scrabble up him.
Alrighty.
So offhand dagger. 22, I assume, hits for another 3 points of slashing.
Takes 3 and is very upset about it. Is that everything for you?
And yeah, after I do that, I'm actually gonna circle back to. Actually, no. I'll circle back to make sure that Kyrah's not in direct line of at least. Yeah, no, that one right there.
Yep, good enough. Atrika.
After getting hit in the face with one of these like small sling stones, she's kind of and she kind of brings a hand up to where the gouge in her forehead was drawn by that stone, and she kind of digs a nail in there a bit and draws out some of the blood and runs it across her bowstring as a bonus action as she invokes her Rite of the Thorns. I take 1 damage.
Yeah, what's a little extra blood?
Decoration.
She will. Yeah, why not? We'll take a shot at the one that just hit me with a sling stone.
Be this one.
22 to hit.
We have established that 22 hits.
Apparently, that's also all me and William can roll tonight is just 22.
Actually, yeah, there have been a lot of those.
For 11 damage total.
Yeah, that goatling, done. Alright, so yeah, that goatling, the arrow flies clean through its throat and out the other side before it flops over.
Yeah,
You did more than double its health and damage.
draw back. Karina, just put your head down a few degrees. Thank you.
Kyrah's a halfling. You can shoot over her easy.
Yeah, but this thing's also tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things are also smaller than she is.
We're shooting at Furbies.
The Karina had 5 friends with her, right?
She had a group of friends with her.
We didn't hear how many.
Nope.
They're not. The dead ones aren't turning into anything else, are they?
Nope.
We have no idea.
Okay. All right. Kedros wouldn't think of this anyway.
Also, there are 6 goatlings, not 5.
I know. Karina plus 5 equals 6.
That would.
But Karina's
make less
alive.
sense.
Is that Kyrah?
Yes.
As far as we know.
We don't know.
The token has the name Kyrah.
You're all
Okay.
very suspicious of someone who's just been chased and harassed by half a dozen goatlings.
Yeah. I would definitely chase the person who stole my face. But again, that's not something that Kedros thinks of. Yeah, I think he's just gonna move forward to interpose himself as well and to get in front of Kyrah. And then this one that is sandwiched between Pericles and Erevan. I'm going to. They're not holding anything metal or wearing anything metal, right? They just have slings and stones.
Yeah, just slings and stones.
Okay. I am going to see.
If you hit him, there's a very good chance he just dies.
Yeah, spiritual weapon. Yeah, I'm just checking. Spiritual weapon is a
Bonus action.
is a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might be overkill for these.
Yeah, I think we do have them pretty well in hand. I'm just gonna attack this one with a
I
spear.
think my divine favor was overkill.
Yeah.
But you didn't know how much health they had.
No, I absolutely had no idea.
I'm just attacking this one with my spear.
Go for it. 13 hits.
And
I don't think.
5 points of damage.
Yeah, you had no way to. There was no way that one would live.
Okay.
These last three are the super tanky ones.
Yeah.
They'll just converge and combine into three goatlings in a trench coat.
The other goat.
It just uses the three kobolds in a trench coat monster block from Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Wait, their bodies are merging. Oh no, it's the hexagoat.
Oh. It has 10 hit points.
Kyrah will fumble with the longbow again and take a shot at this one that's out in the open.
Please don't shoot me in the ass.
She does not shoot you in the ass, but the arrow doesn't even leave the bow as she struggles to draw it back.
No.
It's about twice as big as she is, probably more.
I would offer her my bow. My bow is also a longbow, so that wouldn't help.
But she is quite happy to hunker down behind the very large, well-armored Minotaur. Pericles.
All right, my back is clear.
Listen here, you little shit.
I bring down the hammer.
So you say that, but now this is where I shoot Pericles in the ass.
Does a 12 hit the
Next turn.
goatling?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn it!
Would you like to use
Wait,
divine? Would you like
I have
to
an
use divine
inspiration.
Yeah.
I would like to use my inspiration. What is it?
Cool.
A D10?
You don't need to roll it. 13 is their AC.
I'm still going to roll it.
Fair.
20.
Unnatural 20. Still causes a critical.
So hang on. I'll just roll the damage twice.
Yep.
But subtract 5 from it.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, subtract 6 from it. So
Wait, if we get up to 20 with inspiration, it still counts as a crit?
well, no.
No,
This is the one that enraged me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Let's see here. So
26 points of damage. 5 of which is radiant.
So you bring down the hammer to the point where the goatling's head enters its abdomen.
It's just like there's just like the impact crater of Mjolnir where this goatling used to be.
Actually, yeah, because the radiance would probably actually burn this thing away.
And just
So, yes,
there's
I'm
just
going to-
lightning crackling up my arm and from the hammer.
I'm going to rule that that one got vaporized.
Because of my draconic nature, all my lightning damage, all of my radiant damage is flavored like lightning. So it's just it was just a Mjolnir hit, basically.
Seeing that,
I turned towards the remaining 2 goatlings.
And the one next to you is going to try to book it.
I don't have disadvantage anymore.
No, you don't. Would you like to hit him?
18.
That hits. I'm fairly certain.
So-
didn't even
So 12 damage for which was radiant.
splat. That so based on that motion, I'm gonna may I embellish on this a little bit?
Feel free.
So as you bring the hammer down on the first goatling, the other one tries to run. You just turn and bring it up.
Yep.
And that one flies into a tree, hits the ground, and doesn't get up.
Let's just go golfing with goatlings.
Seeing
My
this,
favorite
the other one,
Tim Conway.
the one remaining goatling, looks between you and the one that just got absolutely hammered, and books it into the forest.
As it runs, I yell after it, "Come face me, you cowards!"
No need.
No!
I'm faster. I'm faster. As I chase after it, since my turn is next.
Sure, go ahead.
Araman wants one alive. So
We also need the horn.
yeah, that
No.
as well. Don't know if they know anything about it, but yeah. So bonus action dash. That's 60 feet.
Mm-hmm. You are easily able to catch up to this goatling that has run off the map.
All right, then I will use my action to, as I'm flying, I will sheathe my short sword and try to grapple it.
Cool.
So make a.
But when it grapples you, it can harass you.
If it
Yeah.
if it flips the grapple over.
It
Yeah.
has to win the grapple at that point.
Oh shit! I have to do this with strength.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta
you
say-
gotta make an athletics roll.
Athletics. Oh, I can do that.
Yep,
Hang
this is
on.
athletics for the
Hang on.
one attempting to grab.
I'm gonna use inspiration.
Cool.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
trust myself. 17.
17, okay. He's got a chance to escape. It's a flat dex roll for him. Nope.
All right, you're coming with me, you
So-
little shit.
So you have this thing by the back of the neck. Actually, no. You have him by 1 foot upside down, so he can't grab you.
Yeah.
Not unless he wants to try to do a sit-up in midair, and that's not something he's familiar with.
I think I'm strong enough to clean a pillowcase up against a tree if I really feel the need to.
I don't
They are
get it.
So-
tiny.
Yeah.
Well,
so, yeah,
technically
and
they
then
are
I'll-
small, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
They're a science category below
that's-
us.
I don't know how much movement it took me to catch them, but I'll start turning around and I'll just yell back through the brush. Got it.
I'm running that way.
Good
Alright.
work, Caravan.
So able to drag the able to carry the goatling back to the scene of the well,
Ambush.
basically yeah, scene of the ambush.
I would
And-
like to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For its part, the goatling has given up on trying to kick free of your grasp, and is just hanging there upside down, arms folded, staring at everyone.
Does it not like the odds of the fall? If it does manage to break free.
I'm not that.
Given
Erevan's the
that-
shortest.
Given that Erevan can take him higher, he's not going to take that risk.
I will move over while Kethros and Atrika are doing whatever it is they're doing next. I'm just gonna go move over to support Erevan but I'm just gonna bring the hammer. I'm gonna flip the hammer so that the bashing side is up, and I'm just gonna rest the head of the upside down goatling on top of the hammer.
With this break, can I look at these things and confirm that these would be the Fey creatures that we've been tracking?
Yes.
Okay.
You are familiar with the prints that they that the thief left in their wake. So yes, these are creatures of an appropriate size to have left them, and presumably of an appropriate temperament.
Yeah, seemed like it. One of these things is a little drunkard, and also probably our horn thief.
Would you care to check on our friend, make sure she's okay?
Yeah, that's immediately what Kedros was
Okay.
doing. I just didn't want to interrupt folks.
With the sound of Erevan returning with the prisoner, Kyrah sets down the bow and oversized quiver of arrows, and sits down hard.
You fought bravely, and you are safe now. Are you all right? Are you injured?
A few scrapes and bruises, but they didn't catch me.
You have
I
been
don't know
out
how,
here
but
for. You have been out here for almost a week.
oh shit. My father is going to be pissed.
Your father will be relieved to see you well and safe. Kedros hands her his water skin and whatever travel rations he has.
She drinks half the water skin in one go.
And it's a minotaur-sized one, so it's like the size
Yeah.
of her torso.
This is no small feat for a halfling teenager.
I mean, no, let's be honest. It's a halfling and a teenager. It's a pretty small feat in all consideration. And I wasn't making a
Nice.
size joke. I was making a halflings with their appetite joke.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't even think of that. Do you have inspiration? If not, you can have it anyway.
I just get my inspiration, so I'll take one back.
Regular inspiration rather than divine.
Okay,
Different
cool.
mechanic.
I didn't have either of them, so
Would you care to tell us what happened to you?
Let's see here. Yes. My name is Kyrah Phobos. I remember a foraging trip with my friends, and there was a woman in the woods. I struggle to remember, but yes, I remember she promised us wealth, beauty, fame, fortune, and she just spoke and we listened. I don't know how she did it. I think it's some sort of fey magic. Yes, she's a dryad. As she speaks, she jams her eyes closed and rubs her head, trying her best to remember. Kydros, give me an insight check.
Okay.
Isn't there something about a dryad being relevant to one of us?
Mm-hmm. That's mentioned in the prophecy I gave you. With a 13, yeah, it's clear that she has been under the influence of some sort of charming effect.
The dryad was the oracle's sister, if I'm remembering
Yes.
that right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
Demetria.
Demetria. Kedros looks at the others and just sort of mouths Demetria, and turns back. Do you recall this woman's name?
Yes, she said her name was Demetria? Yes, Demetria.
That's it. Demetria has the other ring, Kedros' other ring.
Yeah. And you stayed with her at her home?
Yes, she has a glade deeper in the woods. And she has more of those things, and she gives a little shudder as she looks at one of the dead goatlings. She has those as her servants.
These we can handle. Are there others in service to her?
Maybe. I don't remember
Where are your
seeing
friends?
anyone else.
I call from around the corner.
That seems to focus her as clarity returns to her vision. Right. Yes. My friends are still in there. I have to go back for them.
No, you don't.
No,
You
we
have
will
to go
go.
back to your father. We will get them out.
My friends, let us escort her back to her father, and then we will return, cleanse this glade of the infestation within it, and then rescue the remainder of her friends.
Can you tell us the direction from here?
You don't understand. There was a satyr in the glade. He said that we would soon be doomed to a fate worse than death, and I can fight. Let me come with you.
Not with a bow that large, you can't. And I have no smaller one.
Does Aravan have a short bow?
No, he has a long bow.
Oh, yeah.
He has a short sword.
Here, I reach over and grab the silver spear,
I have a sling.
pull it out,
To all the goatlings.
give her a sling and
I-
give her a sling and a spear. She can defend herself, and we can keep an eye on her. If her friends are in danger now, we need to go.
Good enough for me. I stole what I could before I left, but it cost me time, and they started chasing me.
Focus on
I-
using that sling. You will be staying in the back line with me.
I will.
Yes, ma'am.
I will.
Again, she double takes as she looks at Atrika.
I will bring the spear, the silver spear, and the sling over to her, leaving Aravan to hold the goatling. You know, and her last name. She's a descendant from a Dragonlord, right? Based on her last name.
Yes.
So I will kneel down, handing both out to her. Though you be of humble origin, know that you are of the line of warriors, kings, and heroes. That blood is within you, so is their might and glory, and you will claim it this day. As I hand both of them over to her, I'm trying to inspire her a little bit.
Yeah, she gets back to her feet as she, before accepting the weapons from Pericles. And then she looks at Atrika again, who has given her clear and direct orders.
And it's not explicitly how this works, but I would like to use my channel divinity if I can to do the inspiring part of my inspiring smite, based on that, and see if I could give her some temporary hit points.
Sure. Let me look at the Oath of Glory again.
So immediately after you deal damage to a creature with your divine smite feature is how it typically works. You can you can spend your channel divinity as a bonus action and distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet of you, which can include you. The total number of temporary hit points equals 2d8 plus your level and class, divided among the chosen creatures however you like. I would like to give all of it to her, because she only has 16 hit points from what I can see.
She does only have 16 HP, yes.
I am trying to inspire her to be a hero, also letting her stay in the back lines with Atrika. But
Sure, you can do that.
so I'll spend my I will spend my one channel divinity that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And she will get 12 additional temporary hit points,
Okay.
almost doubling her hit point total.
She now has more than Aravan.
She now has the same amount that I do.
I think we're all pretty similar. We're pretty close.
She has as much as my maximum hit points.
Yes.
That's not counting the amount that I've been injured.
Yeah, so she'd have 28,
Yeah.
28 total.
Mm-hmm. But she looks between you and Atrika, then takes the spear and the sling, stows the sling about her person, or more specifically, just tucks it into the belt of her pants.
A small pouch of bullets as well. I would have handed over when you took the sling over.
And she gets up, not entirely drawing herself up to her full height, but there is a much more confident look on her face now.
Put her hand on her shoulder. You walk with heroes. Be proud of that. I am Pericles, son of Pithor. This is Atrika Apionis, Kedros Droshelver, and Erevan Nilo. And we will save your friends this day.
Atrika looks up at Pericles.
Down, because I'm kneeling.
Right. Looks down at Pericles. I think she probably is too. So, and you're still taller than her.
Yep.
And so she looks up at Pericles, and could you? She says, indicating the small bloody part from where she got struck with a rock.
I will clasp my hand onto her shoulder, and I will lay on hands for how much are you missing?
6 hit points.
I will give you 6 hit points. So,
all right.
I could have done that.
I don't have to spend spell slots.
Yeah, he doesn't have to spend a spell slot, and I don't have to use one of my healing potions.
Fair.
It's just 3 hit points there.
Don't spend your resources.
Fair.
All right.
I will also eventually, when I get back over to Erevan, give Erevan an additional 6 hit points as well.
So, okay. With Karina now properly armed, the spear is a bit big for her, so
she'd have to use it two-handed.
It's not. Yeah, she'd have to use it two-handed, but it's not like pike-sized for her.
And it's silver, which means it'll actually do damage to the goatlings. Because I imagine they're probably resistant to non-silver normal weapons.
I mean, Kedros hit it pretty easily.
Yeah, my short sword and dagger aren't silvered.
Oh, yeah, true. Erevan just straight up killed one.
Oh, yeah, fair.
To be fair, my spear counts as magical because of Blessing of the Forge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing you have.
But
my arrows don't count as magical until I hit a higher level with my Crimson Right.
Either way, it's good to have the silver spear for it.
So,
for sure.
With hefting the spear in both hands, Karina looks past you, closer actually to the point of the impact crater that Pericles left behind. Right. I know the way back. And there, I think, is where we can wrap the session for today.
Erevan's still holding the goatling. Say goodbye.
Oh yeah, I got. No, it's fine. Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Don't want to rush this. Bye.
Goodbye.